Oliver, I hope you're aware we spent all our life savings on your father's treatment, before he passed. All we have is the 2 pieces of land, which he shared between you and your brother. What this means is that I cannot afford to put any of you through school anymore. All I can do right now is to gently use whatever I make to cater for our feeding and daily expenditure, while I settle the debts we owe to a few family friends. I'm sorry that this is happening to you, but you have to drop out of school.
There's no problem. I knew before now and made up my mind to leave school and learn a skill or learn a trade.
And you? What is your plan?
Mom, I'll continue with my studies. I just got into college this year, and I believe that completing my studies is the best thing to do. I'm not interested in learning any trade or skill at the moment. All I want is to complete my education.
How do you intend to pay all the fees required of you? You have at least 4 more years to pay both school fees and accommodation fees, not to mention your upkeep. How will you take care of that?
I'll sell my land and use the proceeds as carefully as possible. And I'm working on getting a scholarship to support.
Are you sure that is what you really want to do? Don't you think it's better to leave the land to appreciate, so that it'll be worth so much more in the future?
When I complete my studies, I'll earn more money and if possible, buy back the land.
Well, it's your life and your choice. Do as you wish.
Richard, it's been 3 days since you came home, and you haven't stated the reason for your return. Is your school not in session now?
Brother, I'm in trouble. Nobody told me that the final year in college is usually so stressful and expensive. I've spent all the money I had on projects, clearance, and all whatnot. Now, I'm stuck because I do not know where else I can get the money to complete my studies, and I've already come this far up to my final year. I'm beginning to think that I made a mistake by selling the only valuable asset our father left for me. I went ahead and started something that I cannot finish.
So this is about money, and you couldn't say anything? Don't you know that giving up now is not an option? You have to complete your studies by every possible means. This is your final year in the university, and I will not let all your efforts go to waste.
Really? But what will you do? I heard you say that your business is not yielding as much profit as you need to turn over. What I need is huge. If you take it from your capital, your business will be affected.
Have you forgotten that I also got a piece of land from our father? If it requires selling mine to see that you graduated from the university, I'll do it. If I didn't go to school, you will. And seeing how far your determination has brought you, you must finish well. So, I'll sell the land. I'll need you to give me a few days or weeks.
Wow, thank you, brother. You're such a blessing to me and our mother.
Don't mention it. You're my brother, and I'll do anything for you. Steve, please, I'm begging you. Buy this piece of land from me. I've approached so many people, but they're unwilling to buy, and I urgently need the money.
Oliver, like I said earlier, my problem with this is not the money, but the fact that the land you're trying to sell to me is the only valuable asset your father left you. If I buy it from you, I'll feel like a thief for the rest of my life.
You don't have to feel that way at all. I will sign all the necessary documents to transfer ownership of the property to you. I will be grateful knowing that you came through for me when I was at my lowest. Please, help me. You're my last hope.
You've put me in a tight spot. How can I say no to you? You know what? I'll buy the land, but on one condition. I want to introduce a few clauses to the document before the purchase is finalized. And afterwards, we'll both have a copy of the agreement.
There's no problem. I trust you. I'll immediately forward everything you need. When you're ready, I'll sign the paperwork for the transfer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. You've done exactly as you promised. Thank you for making my dream a reality, at the expense of your comfort.
You're welcome. Richard, why did you bring me here?
I want you to look around. I recently bought 2 properties in this neighborhood. The one on the right is for rent, while I'll be living in the one by my left.
Wow. Congratulations. You've done so well for yourself, just 2 years after your graduation. This is remarkable.
Yes, it is. Starting my own construction company as early as I did is the best decision I've made. And thanks to you for connecting me with that man, Mr. Taylor. He helped me secure so many contracts which resulted in what you're looking at. Very soon, I'll be getting married to start my own family.
Then double congratulations it is. I'm so happy to see how quickly you're growing into a man.
You can say that again.
Richard, I'm so happy for you, because you've made me a proud mother. In fact, I'm proud of you both, especially you, Oliver, for sacrificing your only asset to support your brother. Today, we have a well-to-do architectural engineer in our family.
Mom, I did what needed to be done. After all, he's my only brother, and nothing can replace him. No matter how he turned out, I'll never regret my decision. But I'm happy he's doing well now.
This is happening at the perfect time. Richard, did Oliver inform you about what happened at their previous residence?
No, he didn't. What happened?
They faced a little setback in their business, and were unable to pay their rent at the agreed time. So, the landlord drove them out of his house, despite their plea to give them a little more time. That's why they're living here with me at the moment.
That's so sad. But why did you say it's perfect timing? I hope you're not expecting them to move in with me? I'll be getting married soon, which makes it impossible to accommodate him and his family.
No, you should live comfortably in your home. But you can give them the second house you purchased. Seeing their condition, that will be helpful. We'll take it as your way of showing him appreciation for what he did for you.
What? I already told him how grateful I was for what he did for me. This is my first investment, and I intend to make more money from it, not using it for charity.
Richard, I never had this discussion with Mom. But since she has mentioned it, can you rent the place to us?
If I must let you stay there with your family, then you have to pay rent to me. I can't let you have it for free.
There's no problem. You'll just give us a week or 2 to come up with the money.
It's all right.
You're home? Welcome.
I'm exhausted and hungry.
I'll quickly get you something to eat.
Where are the children? I haven't seen them or heard their voices since I got back.
They're in your brother's place across the street. They insisted that they wanted to spend the day with their cousins, so I promised that I'd take them there today, which I did.
Since morning? Please, go and get them. They need to feed and rest.
I was about to go there anyways, but you shouldn't be bothered about their feeding. I expect them to be well fed, since your brother's wife is at home with them, and I told her that I didn't give them anything for lunch when I dropped them off. What happened to my children? They look so tired, and are complaining of hunger. So, you left them outside to come here and question me? Instead of taking them home, to attend to them? They've been in your home since morning, so I expect you to know about their welfare. You decided to bring your children here. I didn't ask you to do that. So, please leave me, and go and attend to your children. You will not believe this. Do you know that she didn't give our children any food? Even when her children had lunch, she simply told our children to sit down and wait for them to finish eating. When I got there, they were sleeping out of hunger and tiredness.
I knew that leaving them there since morning was not a good idea. I'm not surprised that she did that. If she utilizes every opportunity she gets to remind me that she's our landlady, not minding that I am her husband's elder brother, then I don't expect her to regard our children.
That is unfair. How can she treat children that way? Haven't I taken care of her children in the past? When they spent the entire day here, I ensured that they were comfortable and well fed. It's unfair the way she treated our children.
I understand how painful it is, but I want you to let it go. Later, I'll talk to her husband. Please, go and attend to them.
Richard, why aren't you taking the children to school?
Didn't you notice that I came home on foot yesterday? My car is at the mechanic's workshop.
So, what will happen now? How will they get to school?
Inform me when they're ready. I can always find a way around that.
This is why I'm insisting on getting a new car. Almost every week, you visit a mechanic. Isn't it obvious that the car is weak and due for a change?
The money I have at the moment is not enough to undertake such expenses.
Then ask your brother to pay their rent, or you drive them away, and get someone else who can pay to occupy that house. That will as well give us room to increase the rent. We can't have a property like that, and still face money problems.
The previous rent hasn't expired yet, but it will in 3 weeks. I'll remind him of the payment today. But even if they pay the rent, it's not enough to buy the type of car I want.
We have to start from somewhere. When they pay, we'll find other means to complete the money. Or better still, we drive them out and sell the property. We will make so much more from selling it than renting it out.
That's true. Even if I sell it and use all the money I realized from the sale to get a good car, I'll get more contracts in the future, and with that, I'll get another property. You have a point. I'll talk to him. Oliver, can you help me drop my children off at their school today? My car is at the mechanic.
No problem. Where are they?
They'll be ready in 5 minutes.
All right. I'll wait.
Oliver, are you aware your rent will expire in 3 weeks?
Yes. Concerning that, I was planning to talk to you, to please give us 1 or 2 months to pay. My business has been slow, and I have a lot I'm spending on.
Is there ever a time that your business isn't slow? This was the same thing that made your former landlord to drive you out, and now, you'll leave me no other options than to do the same. We all have a lot to spend on, so we work hard to meet up with the expenditures. If you want to continue to live here, then get your rent ready before the 25th of this month.
I'll work towards that, and see what I can do. Who will speak on your family's behalf? Is it you, or your brother, Oliver? I am the eldest son, and should represent our family.
I will represent our family. This isn't about who was born first, or last.
What was that? Why are you trying to disrespect me in public? You now want to take my position in public gatherings?
Oliver, calm down. This isn't about taking your position. I'm trying to save you from embarrassment. You know, gatherings like this, you don't represent the family with an empty pocket. If you'll stand in on our family's behalf, then you must have the money to support your claim. And I know you do not have anything. Or were you planning to borrow from me?
You didn't have to disrespect me like that.
All right, no problem. Your rent expires today. Do you have the money?
I have half of it. I'll try to pay the rest before the next month comes to an end.
That was not the agreement. I said you should have the full rent ready, or you leave.
Why are you acting like I'm a stranger? I have half of the payment, and I'll pay the rest in no time.
The thing is, you have to leave. I want to sell the house, and use the proceeds for something very important.
What? Is this a joke?
I mean it. I'll give you 3 days to move out. Ensure you take all your belongings, because I'll dispose of anything you leave behind.
Wow, you're not joking.
If you don't leave, I'll deploy forces to move you out. But I'm sure you do not want that.
It's fine. We'll leave. But remember that I wouldn't have been in this condition if I didn't sell my asset to sponsor your education, which has helped you become what you are today.
I also sold mine to see myself through school. You only finished what I started.
No problem.
Richard, when your brother came with his family and their belongings, I couldn't believe my eyes. How could you treat them that way?
Mom, this is nothing personal. It's just business. He failed to pay the full amount at the agreed time, and I needed the money urgently. So I did what I needed to do. At least they have a roof over their heads, and it's completely free of charge.
All I see is pride and arrogance. You still have the opportunity to apologize to your brother and take them back now, before it's too late. You shouldn't treat your brother this way. I know he would never do anything to cause you pain.
My decision is irreversible. As we speak, I'm already in the process of selling the house to someone else.
Okay. No problem. Remember that you brought this upon yourself.
Oliver. Oliver. Look behind you.
Steve,
Oliver, how have you been? And how's your family?
we're good. It's been a long time I saw you.
Yes. Me too. I've noticed that after all these years, you have not developed that land, and that is the only portion of land that has remained untouched in the area. Is there a reason for this?
Which land are you talking about? The only land I ever had was the one I sold to you many years ago.
That's the same one I'm talking about. Didn't you read the documents before signing it? I told you that I was not willing to take it from you, which was why I introduced the clause in the agreement. And the clause says that the ownership of the land reverts back to you after 1 month of signing the agreement. This is over 10 years of the agreement, which means the land is all yours. It's been yours all these years.
What?
I'm surprised you're just discovering this after 10 years. You're lucky that nobody else has come to claim ownership of the land. The last time I checked, the smallest piece of land in that area was worth over $400,000. And yours is a large portion, which means you might be a millionaire as we speak. You have to hurry back and review all your documents to ensure that everything is intact.
What? Oh my God. I'll get back to you. Thank you. Mom, thank you for everything you've done for us. I've verified all the documents associated with the property and valued it. We recovered a huge amount of money from the sale. Now, I can get us a good accommodation anywhere we want.
Congratulations, my son. Our God is a God of restoration.
My darling wife, welcome to your new home.
Wow, this looks so beautiful.
Steve, I don't know where to begin to thank you. All these years, I had no idea that you gave it back to me. We were in deep financial crisis before I met you. Now, our lives are changed. I think that God wanted me to discover it now. Because if I knew about this earlier, I would have sold the land a long time ago, for far lesser value than it's worth now. It is worth so much now because all its surrounding is fully developed. Thank you for doing this for me. I will never forget, or take it for granted.
You're welcome. What type of friend would I be by taking the only property you have, when I had so many in my name? I saw the willingness and compassion you had for your brother, so I had to do something to help.
Thank you.
Babe, we are in big trouble. We're about to lose everything we have.
Richard, calm down. What do you mean? What happened?
Do you remember the incident I told you that happened 2 weeks ago? Let me remind you. One of the major projects my company was working on collapsed, when it was almost 80% completed. The owners of the project sued my company and won. Now, we've been asked to pay $900,000 fine for the damages and injuries that were sustained due to the collapse.
What? We have never seen that amount before. How can we pay that?
Not only that. My company has temporarily been shut down for investigations. Which means I'll be losing a lot of contracts and clients. All my net worth, that is when I sell the car and our home, is nothing more than $500,000. I have no idea what I'll do about the rest of the money.
So, technically, we're very broke.
Very, very broke. In fact, I'm praying that they do not sentence me to prison. We'll have to move to my mother's house and live there until all these chaos is over. Then I'll try to get back my company and hope that I'll find clients that can trust me to handle their building projects. This incident has damaged our reputation as a reliable company.
I can't believe it. How can we lose everything in one day? Now I have to go and live with your brother and his family in the same house? It means we have to apologize to them. Finally, we are now in the same situation that we mocked them about. I'm so ashamed of myself. Life knows how to humble people.
Honestly, I can't even look at his face. I betrayed him. Since the day I drove them away, I've not heard from them or my mother. But I know that my mother will forgive us. I'm not sure about my brother though. Mom, I'm so sorry for everything.
If it weren't for the problem you're having now, would you feel sorry? I think that your apology is not genuine. But I forgive you. I am not the main person you hurt. You owe your brother a huge apology.
How can I meet him? I don't even have the courage to approach him.
I will give you their address, then you'll go and sort yourself out with them.
Richard? What are you doing in my house?
I'm sorry. Please, forgive me. I know that what I did is so wrong, and I betrayed you, but I'm sorry. Please, forgive me.
Are you done? Leave my house.
How can I win his forgiveness? The way I treated them was terrible.
Babe, I understand that you're angry at your brother, and truly, maybe you deserve to be. But even the Bible says, be angry, but do not be willing to sin. Do not let the sun set over your anger. If you must call yourself a child of God, and demonstrate the love of God in this world, then you have to forgive your brother.
He treated me like I meant nothing to him. After everything I did for him? No way. I must show him that I'm angry.
An eye for an eye? Is that what you want? Is that what the Bible teaches us? If God treated us that way, then we wouldn't have the gift of salvation which we have today. God loved us even when we were yet sinners, and He died for us. How can we not do the same? If anyone says, I love God, and hates his brother, he is a liar. For he who does not love his brother whom he has seen cannot love God whom he has not seen. 1 Peter 3:9 says, do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult, but on the contrary, repay evil with blessing, because to this you were called so that you may inherit a blessing.
That is my way of letting it all out. I've heard you. Those words have pierced my heart. No wonder the Bible says, for the word of God is living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the division of soul and spirit, joints and marrow. It judges the thoughts and attitudes of the heart. I will go and look for him right now, and tell him that I forgive him.
Brother, you came to look for me?
Yes. I forgive you. So, what brought you here? I learned you currently live here.
Richard narrated his ordeal to his brother, who promised to help him resolve the issue by settling the outstanding debts.
What? I cannot believe it. Honestly, I feel like I do not deserve you as my brother. Despite all my wickedness, you're still very kind to me.
It's nothing. I'm only doing as the Lord would have me do.
The whole family was reconciled, and they repented of their wickedness. We must note that love covers a multitude of sin. Jesus shows us that our forgiveness should be beyond limits. We should not repay evil with evil, rather, with blessings. Please subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification to be informed whenever we upload a new video. Also like, share, and comment on this video. Thanks for watching. We're grateful for your constant support. See you in the next one. God bless you.